Creating a survival bug-out bag is something everyone should do. Disaster could strike at any moment no matter where you live. To be ready to evacuate and be prepared, a well-equipped bug-out bag is necessary. Get creative and add items that are important to you or your family. Prepare and plan in advance, so you can go immediately by grabbing your bags and when the time comes to bug out. Depending on your particular area, a fireproof survival bug-out bag might also be a good idea. A small backpack can be handy to carry extra supplies or use as a day pack. You cannot survive without something to carry your gear. The list of supplies, while not an exhaustive survival bug-out bag list, should include some basics. Bottled water 1 gallon is recommended per person per day, and since the survival bug-out bag covers 72 hours, plan for 3 gallons of water per person. You often extra water to cook or clean, so 4 gallons may not be a bad idea. Water filter after 72 hours. Consider having a water filter so you to be able to have continued access to clean water for everyone. Save all of your gallon jugs you took with you and refill them using a pump water filter. Mini stove. Get a camping stove with a propane tank for cooking. Look into the option of a small camper's Cuisinart. The best part about a small camper's Cuisinart is that you can use it for cooking with gas and a campfire or over the camping mini stove. Fill the stove with water. Place the can of Sterno under the large burner, and light it using matches or a lighter. Let your water boil for 2 to 3 minutes, and then turn off the stove. Place a pot on top of the stove. You can now cook noodles, rice, soup, etc. Use matches or a lighter instead. Please keep it in your bug-out bag at all times. Sterno for your camping stove will come in handy, so you don't have to go without being able to cook. Food. Plan to have enough food to last you for the whole 3-day period. Meals that are packaged and dehydrated are easy to prepare. When you are ready to prepare the meal, make a slit along the compartment's top and add the boiling water. Your meal will be ready in approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Pre-packaged already dehydrated meals are prepared in the same way. These meals pack in a small space and are lighter than canned foods in your survival bug-out bag. Prepare your dehydrated meals without fats or oil so these meals can be stored. The meals prepared this way can last for several months, sometimes even longer. Select foods with long expiration dates or foods to store for an extended amount of time. Examples are power bars, canned goods, tuna, crackers. Comfort. Items such as comfort food, playing cards, a favorite book, and anything you enjoy doing like puzzles are useful to keep you from getting bored. These items are things that you like to have in your everyday life, which help increase your well-being and make you happy. They are not necessarily necessities, but they do make life easier and more enjoyable. Knife and forks. Plastic utensils can break when cold or move around, so be sure to take metal utensils. Radio with batteries. A battery-powered radio capable of receiving shortwave signals can be valuable for obtaining timely news and information while on the move. First aid kit. Look for an excellent first aid kit. Your first aid kit should include all of the basics, and other things especially needed for your family in the event of an emergency. Have a book for first aid how to so you can look up what you need to do if any first aid is required. Tarp. A tarp is useful for creating shelter for you in the woods. Tarps can be used a number of ways, particularly in creating a shelter, collection of water from the rain, and as a blanket and extra insulation against the cold weather. A blanket will keep you warm at night and will come in handy to cover your sleeping bag if needed. A bug net or mosquito net can be used as part of your shelter to keep you warm and dry at night. A hammock can be a light and portable option. Put one in your vehicle or take it with you on a hike. Duct tape is used to fix any kind of holes in bags or clothing and help build shelter, secure shelter, etc. Heavy-duty sleeping bag rated below 50 degrees. Hatchet, axe or small saw. A small hand saw can be very valuable for cutting down branches for firewood, making a shelter. A small folding shovel is another good idea to have on hand at all times. Knife. A survivalist is always prepared with a knife. Useful for many tasks like preparing food, splitting wood, cutting rope, and doing many other tasks, so make sure you've got a good sharp knife. Also take a sharpener. A knife is useful for cutting branches for shelter, creating a bow drill fire, and avoiding hostile takeovers of your campsite from people who do not want you there or possible animals wanted to attack you at night, such as bears or wolves. A Swiss Army knife. Optional, a Swiss Army knife is a multi-function tool that contains different items. A knife, screwdriver, magnifying glass, can opener, scissors, etc., making it very useful in an emergency. A hiking staff can be handy for helping you carry extra gear and as a weapon in case of danger. A headlamp, a powerful and convenient way to have a flashlight beam always on hand. You can also use it as an improvised weapon if need be. Small signal mirror, a good book on Morse code will allow you to learn and send signals that others will understand and get help to your location if you need it. Fire starter, hopefully, you won't be stranded somewhere in the woods, but a fire starter will come in handy if you are. By using a fire starter, starting a fire much easier. Matches, preferably waterproof. A lighter with a container of lighter fluid so you can have your lighter refilled as needed. Compass, a compass is one of your most essential tools. You might not have access to your GPS or maps with your phone. A good compass will allow you navigate easily. Remember, the most important thing is to have a well thought out plan and a detailed map of the area you plan to go into, and practice with it often to know that it will work. Clothing, learn to layer your clothing so it suits the weather and you can keep comfortable. If it is raining, then always have your rain gear on top to keep you dry. The clothes on the bottom should help keep you insulated against the cold weather if needed. Watch, I use an analog watch because it is easier to read than a digital one in the dark. LED flashlight, I prefer this type of flashlight because it is more energy efficient and it is also waterproof. Earplugs, optional. Earplugs can help you sleep when surrounded by sounds you don't typically hear. They don't block the sound entirely but reduce it enough you can rest. Sewing kit, you can sew the tarp and mosquito net together to make one big shelter. Hand sewing would take a little longer if you were using only the needles, but it will still work. Personal hygiene kit. Consider including some basic toiletries like toothpaste and toothbrush, soap, shampoo, and condition. Toilet paper and Kleenex. A portable solar charger. Chargers are very valuable if there is limited sunlight where you live. They will allow you to charge your phone or other devices as well as lights. A waterproof case for your cell phone is always a good idea to have on hand, just in case. Camera, optional. Wrap up, building a bug-out bag is something everyone should do. Disasters of many different kinds could strike at any time. Get creative and add items that are important to you or your family, with a well-equipped bug-out bag. Keep an up-to-date list of what is at a location, if you have a bug-out home location. That might be a cabin or vacation home out of the area where the disaster might reach. I have a list of things that I keep in my bug-out kit too. You may want to keep a copy with your gear, another with your home inventory, and another list at work. Being prepared for all types of emergencies helps you are in an actual emergency. When evacuation from a storm is needed, you will have to grab your bag and go. Usually, in emergencies, you have to act quickly. Having your bug-out bag ready can save you a great deal of mental energy because you know you are ready. For more information, visit learnsurvivalblueprint.com.